Fluent English isn't a dream, it's a skill. Subscribe now to Advanced English Podcast and make it yours.
Okay, let me ask you something. What's the absolute first thing you do when you wake up? Like, really, the first thing. Do you immediately grab your phone, check notifications, or maybe reach for some water, or maybe head straight for the coffee maker? I know I do sometimes. And then think about nighttime. Are you someone who drifts off early? Or are you maybe scrolling social media like way past midnight, stuck in that loop? Because every single day, right, from the moment you open your eyes till you close them again, we all follow, well, a routine. It might be super structured, maybe not. Maybe it's just a bunch of habits you don't even think about. But it is a routine. And what's really fascinating, I think, and maybe a bit overlooked, is how just a few really simple words let us talk about our entire day. You know, describe every little action, every transition in a way that makes perfect sense. So that's our mission today. We're going to dive deep into those basic building blocks of language for daily life. We're going to explore 10 super useful words for your daily routine. We'll break down what they mean, give you some solid examples, maybe some interesting context from our research.
And then the cool part, we'll weave them all together into a story, basically, that describes a whole day. Think of it like a shortcut, to understanding the words, but also the universal rhythms they represent.
Yeah, and what's really insightful about that, I think, is that when you get these core words, you're not just getting vocabulary, you're getting a real appreciation for how human daily life is structured. Universally, these aren't just random terms. They're like signposts for our shared rhythms. It doesn't matter if you're here or, across the globe. It's about seeing those common patterns in how we live and how language gives us this elegant way to make sense of it all.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Let's start right at the beginning, the absolute start of the day. For so many people, that day kicks off with a very specific sound, often kind of jarring.
Yes, jarring is often the right word.
So from your perspective, linguistically or even culturally, what makes that first sound so powerful? It's so universal in signaling, the day has begun.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? That first sound has changed so much. Originally, humans woke with the sun, right? Or maybe a rooster crowing, natural cues. But then, Industrial Revolution, factories needing schedules, the mechanical alarm clock suddenly became essential. It's a totally artificial marker of time, really. It forces our bodies out of sync with natural light cycles. And linguistically, we usually pair it with verbs like rings or goes off, which kind of emphasizes its active role, its often intrusive nature.
Right. And that's our very first word, alarm. Our source material puts it really simply. My alarm rings at 6 a.m. Just that simple device, whether it's like a loud beep or a gentle tune or just your phone vibrating, it's become this huge cultural tool that organizes millions, probably billions of lives. I know I'm definitely guilty of hitting snooze, maybe more than once.
Oh, me too. Definitely.
It's like the official start gun for the day's race, even if we try to delay it a bit. Okay, so the alarm just went off. Maybe you hit snooze, maybe not. What's the very next step? Usually a bit groggy. That brings us right to word number 2. Wake up. Pretty simple. It means to stop sleeping. Yes. Open your eyes. Our source gives a clear example. I wake up at 7 o'clock. But here's a really neat little distinction our research highlights. It shows how precise language can be. Wake up just means opening your eyes, becoming conscious. But there's another action, get up, which means actually leaving the bed.
Yes. Crucial difference.
Right, you can wake up, lie there for a bit, think about the day, then get up. What's going on in that little gap between waking up and getting up? Is that like a universal human transition zone?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That little window between being conscious and actually moving, it's fascinating. Psychologically, that's when your brain is shifting gears, from those deep sleep delta waves to the faster beta waves you need for alertness. And lots of cultures actually have specific little rituals for that moment. Stretching, maybe a quick meditation, or just gathering your thoughts. It's not just about the physical movement, it's mental prep. Choosing to really engage with the day ahead, so that linguistic split, wake up versus get up, it perfectly captures that mental to physical shift. It really does.
Okay, so you've navigated that bit. Hopefully you managed to leave the cozy bed. What's usually next on the list for most people?
Yeah.
Our third word, brush, meaning, of course, to clean your teeth. Classic example. I brush my teeth every morning. Seems so basic, right? Such a simple act. But it carries a surprising amount of weight, doesn't it?
It really does.
Beyond just the obvious hygiene aspect, what's the deeper meaning there of this daily ritual?
Well, it's a really strong signal to ourselves and maybe even to the world that we're becoming, presentable, ready to face the day. If you look back historically, oral hygiene has varied wildly. People used chewing sticks in ancient times, all the way to today's fancy brushes. But that core idea, fresh mouth, ready for talking, eating, interacting, that seems pretty universal. It's like a foundational act of self-care. It builds a bit of confidence, marks the start of putting on our public face for the day.
And often right alongside brushing, maybe before, maybe after, comes word number 4, shower, washing your body with water. Like the source says, I take a shower before breakfast. And it's more than just getting clean, isn't it? There's often that mental reset that happens, that feeling of waking up properly.
Definitely.
So what's the bigger human picture here, the significance of cleansing, and how does it feed into that feeling of readiness you mentioned?
Well, the whole idea of showering or bathing, it links back to ancient purification rituals, really. Water is just universally associated with cleansing. Physical, yes, but also symbolic, even spiritual cleansing. So stepping into the shower can feel like washing away sleep, or maybe even the stress from yesterday. It's a very sensory experience, too. It wakes up the body, gets the circulation going, and often it gives you that quiet moment, just a bit of reflection before the day's demands really kick in. That feeling of freshness is deeply tied to our psychological readiness to, get going.
It's fascinating when you lay it out like this. These first few words, alarm, wake up, brush, shower, they form this almost ritualistic sequence for so many people.
Yeah, a pattern.
Exactly. Setting the tone for the whole day. They're like the first steps of getting ready, moving from rest to, active engagement.
It's that transition. It's not just a random list of things to do.
Yes.
It feels like the foundation of our daily start, preparing us for what's next.
It signifies that shift, from the private world of sleep to the more public sphere of daily life. Exactly. And after all that prep, what comes next? Fuel, sustenance. Our 5th word, breakfast. And it's not just the first meal. The word itself, breakfast, literally means breaking the fast.
Right, breaking the overnight fast.
From your sleep. And our source gives the example, I eat bread and eggs for breakfast, but wow, breakfast rituals are so different around the world.
Oh, incredibly varied.
Like in Japan, maybe miso soup and rice. France, a simple croissant and coffee. So beyond those cultural variations, what's the psychological importance of this first meal? Does it really set the tone beyond just giving us energy?
Oh, it absolutely does. Breakfast isn't just fuel. It's like sending a signal to your body. Okay, the metabolic day has started, let's go. Psychologically, it gives you structure. Routine, often a moment of calm before things really speed up. And there's research, linking regular breakfast eating with better cognitive function, better focus, especially through the morning. So yeah, whether it's just a quick bowl of cereal or, a full cooked meal, it's a really crucial anchor in our daily cycle.
Okay, that perfectly leads us into the main part of the day. This is where we move past that morning kickoff and into the activities that fill most of our time. So word number 6. Work, meaning, doing your job or whatever your main daily activity is. The example from our source is pretty standard. I work at a computer all day.
Yeah.
But it's not just about paid jobs, right? The source also mentions an alternative for students. I work on my homework.
Good point. Work isn't just employment.
Yeah. And work itself.
Yeah.
It isn't just a place you go like an office from 9 to 5 anymore, is it?
Not at all.
How has that definition changed? And what does work really represent in our daily stories today? Especially with remote work, the gig economy, all that stuff.
You've really hit on something critical there. Historically, work meant physical labor, right? Farming, building things. The whole 9 to 5 office thing is actually relatively new in the grand scheme of things. But now, with technology, work can happen anywhere, anytime. It's become much more fluid. It represents our contribution, maybe our purpose, often a big chunk of our identity. But the challenge now, I think, is that those lines between work and rest have gotten really blurry, which makes that distinction, the need for actual rest, even more important than ever.
And all that work definitely builds up an appetite, which leads us straight to word 7, lunch. The meal smack in the middle of the day. Common example. We eat lunch at 1 p.m. Now, this midday meal, sometimes it's just a quick bite, but it holds more importance than we maybe realize.
Definitely.
What role does lunch play? Cognitively, socially, throughout the day?
Well, lunch is way more than just calories. It's a really vital break for cognitive restoration. Studies actually show that even a short break around midday can significantly boost your focus and productivity later on. And socially, it's often a connection point, isn't it? With colleagues, friends, family maybe. Different cultures treat it very differently too. Think about the traditional siesta in some places that elevates lunch to a whole period of rest and recovery. It's like a built-in reset button for the day.
Speaking of recharging, our 8th word is rest. Our source gives the simple example. I take a rest in the afternoon, meaning relaxing after work. But rest is pretty versatile, isn't it? You can rest your eyes from a screen.
Right.
Or there's that idiom, rest on your laurels, relaxing after you've succeeded. Or just talking about a restful night's sleep. It's more than just stopping activity. It's about recovery.
Exactly. Recuperation.
So are there different kinds of rest? Like, are some better for certain types of tiredness?
That's a really good question because, yeah, rest isn't just one thing. We often distinguish between passive rest, like just lying down, doing nothing, and active rest. Active rest might be, say, a gentle walk, wording a book, doing a hobby you enjoy, something different from your main work. For mental fatigue, for example, sometimes a short walk outside or even just a few minutes of meditation can be way more effective than just like zoning out, scrolling on your phone. The key is really disengaging from whatever your main work activity was. Let different parts of your brain light up. That allows for genuine recovery. It's strategic pausing, not just stopping.
You know, if we connect these last few words, work, lunch, rest.
Yeah, the core of the day.
Right. They don't just describe what we do. They really highlight these essential cycles. Productivity, then recovery.
The rhythm.
Yeah, the natural rhythm of effort and relaxation. It shows how we structure our days around focused work, needing breaks for food, and then needing those crucial moments to recharge.
It's a really universal pattern, isn't it? It just underscores how important balance is in our daily lives.
So as the day starts to wind down, the sun's going down. Our routines naturally shift again. We start preparing for the next cycle. So what does this all mean for how we actually bring the day to a close? Well, our ninth word takes us into the evening. Dinner. The evening meal, often shared, right? The example highlights this. My family eats dinner together.
That social aspect is key.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It feels like more than just fuel. It's often the anchor of the evening, a chance to reconnect. What is it about dinner that makes it such a powerful symbol of family, of community in so many cultures?
Dinner often marks that shift from everyone doing their own thing, work, school, whatever, to coming together collectively. For many families or even groups of friends, it's one of the few times they consistently gather. They share food, yes, but also stories, talk about their day, offer support. Historically, sharing food has always been a fundamental way humans bond. It signifies trust, unity. Even the shift in language from supper, which used to be lighter, to dinner, often being the main meal now, reflects societal changes. It's become this focal point for social interaction and for winding down together after the day's pressures.
And then finally, to complete the entire cycle, our 10th word, sleep, meaning simply to rest at night. Source example, I sleep at 10 p.m. Our bodies, our minds, they desperately need it. Yet for so many of us, sleep is the first thing to get sacrificed when we're busy.
Sadly, yes. Very true.
So beyond the obvious physical need, what's the really deep, almost mysterious role that sleep plays in the human experience?
Sleep is truly amazing when you look into it. It's not just passive downtime. It's a highly active period of restoration, consolidation. Your body repairs tissues, regulates hormones, and maybe most profound, your brain consolidates memories. It processes the day's information. Think about dreams. They're thought to play a role in regulating emotions, maybe even problem solving.
Fluent
while
English
we're
isn't a
unconscious.
dream.
And
It's a skill.
culturally, sleep varies too, from
Subscribe
communal
now to
sleeping in some
Advanced English
societies to very
Podcast and make it
private
yours.
bedrooms and others, but fundamentally, it's absolutely critical for physical and mental health. Without it, our routines, our lives, they just start to unravel.
Which brings up a really interesting point, doesn't it? How can just 10 simple words, how can they paint such a vivid picture of an entire day, start to finish?
That's quite something.
It really shows the efficiency, the power of language, doesn't it? To describe these complex human experiences.
Absolutely.
These words aren't just isolated ideas. They're like the fundamental bricks that let us build the story of our day, communicate this intricate pattern of living with incredible clarity.
It shows how elegantly we can map out our existence with just a concise set of words.
It really is powerful. Makes you wonder, what else we could understand better if we were just as deliberate with language for other complex parts of life.
Interesting thought.
Okay, everyone listening, let's do a super quick recap. Those 10 powerful words we covered. Alarm, wake up, brush, shower, breakfast. Then work, lunch, rest, and finally, dinner, sleep. Got 'em. All right, now for that aha moment we promised. Get ready for this. Imagine telling someone your entire day, just using these 10 words. So simple, so clear. Listen to this little story straight from our source material. My alarm rings, I wake up, I brush my teeth, I take a shower, I eat breakfast, I go to work, I eat lunch, I take a rest, I eat dinner, finally I sleep.
It's really quite wonderful, isn't it? How eloquently, how thoroughly a whole day gets described right there. Just as 10 basic words. The clarity, the completeness. It's a real testament to the power of a focused vocabulary. You convey so much with relatively little. It's like a miniature narrative of daily existence.
You literally just heard an entire day unfold in, 10 seconds? It's really quite amazing how perfectly those core words map onto that shared human experience. So there you have it. You've just picked up this incredibly useful framework for talking about your day. And these aren't just abstract words for a deep dive like this. These are words you can actually use every single day, morning, afternoon, night, to describe your own life. They're practical, they're essential, and you can use them right away. So here's a little challenge for you, something to take away and try. Think about your own daily routine right now or later today, in your head, or maybe even say it out loud. Try describing your day using at least 5 of the words we talked about. For instance, you might say something like, I wake up at 6, I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast, I work, I sleep at 10.
Yeah, just simple like that.
Exactly. Make it fit your life. Personalize it. And just notice how easily these words slot into your own routine.
And building on that challenge, maybe here's a final provocative thought for you to mull over. Go beyond just naming the actions. Look at the specific sequence, the focus of your personal daily routine story. What might that sequence reveal about your priorities, about your energy levels throughout the day, about how you instinctively choose to structure your time? What could you discover about yourself just by paying attention to the simple language you use to describe your own day? It's a simple exercise, but it might offer some pretty profound insights into the rhythm of your own life.